Good afternoon. My name is Attis Duporte. I'm from the Tampa Brandon campus, and for my anatomy and physiology class, my course project was type 2 diabetes. I'm here to present my PowerPoint presentation. Brief introduction. Type 2 diabetes has been on the rise and has become the leading cause of death worldwide. Alcohol, smoking combined with obesity is known to increase the risk of developing type 2 diabetes. Time is very important in how long you live while diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. Getting medical checkups yearly is key in how you determine your future. Important factors like weight, ethnicity, socioeconomic background can determine your fate with type 2 diabetes. What is type 2 diabetes? It's a progressive condition in which the body becomes resistant to the normal effects of insulin and or gradually loses the capacity to produce enough insulin in the pancreas. So you have type 2 diabetes that produces insulin but minimal. Then you have type 1 diabetes that doesn't produce insulin at all. So there's a difference. History. Back in the 1500s, a guy named Hauge, and he was a physician, Egyptian physician, and he documented his patients was urinating a lot. This was the first documentation of its kind of diabetes. Then we had water testers. They would actually drink the urine of people that would start to have diabetes, and if it was sweet, they have diabetes. Interesting. In the 1800s, they finally came up with chemical tests to detect the presence of sugar in urine. In 1916, there was a scientist named Elliot Jocelyn, and he wrote his book called The Treatment of Diabetes Mellitus, and all his research and everything paid off. To now, to this day, doctors and educators still use the same blueprint for their diagnosing and their education of diabetes. In this diagram, I'll be explaining how type 2 diabetes affect your body. So when you eat foods, chew them, go to your stomach. It's the foods we eat pretty much with carbohydrates. Chemicals in the stomach breaks the food down into sugar molecules called glucose. And as we know, glucose is a vital part of the body. That's where the energy comes from. The cells in the lining of the small intestines absorb the glucose, in which it passes through the bloodstream. Next, the blood reaches the pancreas, and the cells inside the pancreas detect the rising glucose levels. The pancreas is located right beneath the stomach, which is right here. See it? Cells in the pancreas will release insulin into the bloodstream to reduce the glucose level. So it's basically saying, in a sense, it's saying it's too much. Too much glucose. Let's throw out the insulin. As it does that, blood circulates through the body, and insulin and glucose exits your bloodstream into the tissues to reach the body cells. Most of the cells of the body have certain receptors on the surface that binds to circulating insulin. Insulin acts like a master key to a lock and opens up the cell so that the circulating glucose can get inside. Now the cells can use the glucose to produce energy it needs to function properly. However, when in type 2 diabetes, the person continues to make insulin. However, and the muscle, fat, liver cells do not respond to insulin appropriately. As time passes, the pancreas tires out and stops making enough insulin to keep the blood sugar normal, and diabetes develops. So as you see here, stomach converts the food into glucose right here, and glucose enters the bloodstream. As glucose enters the bloodstream, pancreas produces sufficient insulin but is resistant to the effective use. It is glucose unable to enter the body effectively. So glucose levels increases. Organ functions affected by type 2 diabetes. Endocrine system regulates the body's hormone and keep the levels of balance. Integumentary, circulatory, nervous, and urinary. Integumentary system, which consists of skin, hair, nails, subcutaneous tissues below the skin. In type 2 diabetes, there are signs of darkened skin. You can see under the arm, under the neck, and you become the diabetic foot ulcer is one of the effects also to the integumentary systems. Circulatory system includes heart, blood vessels, plaque, fatty deposits, inner walls, blood vessels cause inflammation. It's going to decrease blood flow, harden the blood vessels, which is called atherosclerosis. See the blood flow right here is normal. It's like, driving down the traffic. There's no traffic on the road. Then you have the plaque that's built up from the diabetes, and it's a lot of traffic because you have that plaque buildup, and with that buildup, blood has a hard time passing through, so that may lead to a stroke. Right here, this guy, his foot right here, this is due to the nervous system can, nerve damage known as neuropathy takes effect by the person feeling numbness, tingling. Some patients may have a hard time deciphering, feeling the hot or cold, making it difficult to feel injuries. As you can see right here, this toe probably might get amputated due to the fact he might have develop gangrene. Urinary system, the kidneys are used to filter, remove waste products, water from the blood. As you can see, the tissue dehydration, high blood glucose is built up. So in the kidneys now, got to work a lot harder. But so the low glucose reabsorption due to the type 2 diabetes leads to glucose in the urine and retains H2O, water lumen in the tubule to increase urine flow. So usually you might get polyuria or nocturia at nighttime, a lot of going to the bathroom a lot, basically. Signs and symptoms: being excessively thirsty, passing more urine, feeling tired, lethargic, always feeling hungry, having cuts heal slowly, itching skin infections, blurred vision, gradually putting on weight, mood swings, headaches, feeling dizzy, leg cramps. Who is at risk? Type 2 diabetes also strongly linked to high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and an apple body, that big gut right there. I call it a tire. The other people who are at risk for it. Ethnicity plays a role. American and Indian, African American, Hispanic, heredity also. Mom, dad, grandma. That might be factors. Lifestyle, diet foods and high cholesterol, high fructose. Treatment: increased exercise, healthy diet, and medications. One of the medications on the market right now that's been really good and affordable is metformin, one of the cheapest ones also. And what it does is respond to insulin better and lower your blood sugar. If the blood sugar is very high, your doctor cannot get the acceptable range, he might have to use injections or insulin. Next one I use is actually Januvia, another medication lowering type 2 diabetes, stimulates the release of insulin, inhibits the release of glucose from the liver, and advantage is that it does not cause weight gain. Short term, stroke, eye damage, heart attack, kidney damage, impotence, numbness. Long term, lost eyesight, dialysis, kidney failure, sores, and amputation. Prevention: manage your weight, exercise regularly, eat a balanced, healthy diet, limit takeaway processed foods, limit your alcohol intake, quit smoking, control your control your blood pressure, see your doctor in regular checkups. This is all my references. And I have a question for you, Professor. When eating and digesting foods with carbohydrate, chemicals in the stomach breaks the food down into sugar molecules called A, glucose, B, lipids, C, protein, D, cells. I'll give you some time. All right, time's up. And the correct answer is glucose. If you had glucose, good job, Professor. That's the end of my presentation. I hope you enjoyed. It was a blessed being in this class. I learned a lot. It was hard, but challenging, and I needed that. Thank you. Have a blessed day.